Rhonda and them don't get on, I'm going to have y'all all to myself.
Yeah.
That's all right.
No, they're coming on. I know Rhonda said she was.
Good. Well, it's still a couple minutes early anyway, so.
Yeah. How long have y'all been doing this group? That
Was it
the
April?
Winter Circle.
I feel like it was April or May.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were at the tail end of LDU. And LDU was March, April, May. So it probably was May.
Right. It was sometime in the spring. We know that.
Yeah.
So y'all just did great once it started.
No.
Well, I have my top 10 because I'd heard y'all talking just a little bit about it, and I took my top 10 leaders and separated them out to the Marco Polo group.
Yeah.
And it has really made a difference. These girls are stepping up. They beat me on my team page, congratulating people for sensational start and shooting star. All those things that I had to keep on top of. They're doing it for their, for their team members, and it really is neat.
That's good.
Participation is huge. I mean, if you can get people participating, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Well, it does. And I think once you have them on that caliber, you just find that you naturally speak to them more. Like you said, you have your Marco Polo group or whatever it was. You just naturally speak to them more. But I feel like to them, it's more accountability. So when they are going through that season of struggle, they are less likely to just kind of wither in the background and wait until things get really bad and then quit. Versus when they know you're going to talk to them. So they better, it's kind of like with each other. I know I'm going to have to hear from Shonda and Kelsey and Carma, and there's no room for me to hide when people are holding me accountable.
And the other person that was supposed to, there's Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda.
Hey.
Rhonda.
So I wonder, and I know Barbara said she didn't know if she was going to get on, and Ashley Kafer said she would be late.
Yeah.
So
I say Karma's pretty modeling picture. She looks like a model in that picture, doesn't she?
Yeah. Well, y'all don't want to see my mannequin because y'all always make fun of it.
Go ahead and show everyone. We want to see the black school teacher.
Y'all want to see my black mannequin teacher?
Yes, I do.
We just did. Oh my gosh.
See, look.
Y'all
So, who else are we waiting on besides Ashley? I know you said she'd be late, so we won't wait. But
Is Barb getting on?
she didn't know if she could or not.
Oh, that's
She
right.
said she was going to watch the recording.
Okay.
well, just to let y'all know, Beth and I are under tornado watches right now, and Nicole said she might not get on because of that. So, if we disappear, we might have blown away.
Oh, no.
Y'all crack me up.
Nicole's going to the hormone.
When I hear the sirens going off in the background, I'll tell you, I'll go take cover.
Yeah, if it's even close, you'll know. Usually your roof will blow off before the actual tornado will hit. I promise you that.
My internet will go out when the cloud gets close to my house, let me tell you.
Just make sure you get your shoes on.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Roseanne.
Hi.
I'm ready
We're
to
going
go.
to get started if we're not going to be waiting on anybody else, and because we got a lot to talk about. I know I don't know about Kelsey and Carma because we haven't talked to them this afternoon, but me and Fefe's been talking, and I'm sure they got a bunch of stuff to go over too. So, and then we would like for Roseanne and Beth are both on. We'd like for them to kind of give some viewpoints of how this has worked for them and what a difference it's made. So, the way this all started out, when I earned my first incentive trip and I went to Punta Cana, I met like rock stars. I didn't know anybody, and everybody that I met, I felt like they were such rock stars. They'd earned this trip. Most of them were directors and above, and I was either a star or superstar consultant. And I was just like kind of starstruck. And that week, meeting all those people and getting to know them, there was just this energy. Like they were just awesome, and I wanted to do what it was they were doing. So, just kind of being around winners like that, and that's how I looked at them. They were winners in life. I wanted to be like that. And so I wanted a tribe that was like my people. Like me and Fefe had been talking forever. We'd been giving each other ideas. We were on each other's team pages. Me and Carma were friends already. I mean, she's like my BFF, and we do everything together. We go on trips together, and people are like, oh, there's Carma and Shonda, because it's never Shonda or Carma. It's both of us. And then Kelsey, I didn't know that well, but I just heard that she was this up-and-coming rock star, and I was like, all of us have different things about our business that we could share with each other. So I was like, these are the people that I want in my tribe. These are the people that I want to talk to every day, because we were talking to each other anyway, most of us, but we weren't putting all four of our minds together like we should have. And I think that's one of the most important things that you've got to look at if you want to do this, is you've got to do it with people that you love and admire, and people that can tell you that your hair looks like a Q-tip, and, all those things. You've got to be able to really have your tribe. You can't just say, well, this person's pretty good at business, or this person's pretty good at business. Let's throw them all in there. The first thing you got to do if you want to do this is find your tribe of people that you want to do it with. Because there is no way any of this would work if it was not the four of us. Like, I have other friends that are successful in this business, but I mentally can put them in this situation and it just wouldn't work. For example, Carma, she's the one that talks people off the ledge. When they're just at the point where we can do nothing with somebody that's in the winner's circle, Carma talks them off the ledge. She's the one she's almost a social worker when it comes to that kind of thing. Fefe, she is straight tough love. Some people need tough love. She will just tell them like it is. Look, you're not doing the things you got to do. Kelsey, she's the creative one. When we have something that we want to do, or something that we want to make cute, or customer stuff, I mean, Kelsey's like, oh, let me tell you what we should do. She's got all these ideas. I'm the one that's the dreamer. I can sit down with somebody or talk to somebody on Marco Polo and get them to actually dream about why they're doing this business and what they want to accomplish with it. When they just can't see a vision of that in their head, that's kind of my role. And so the four of us together are so much better. I may have somebody on my team that just needs great tough love. I'm going to call Fefe and I'm going to say, hey, can you talk to this person? And we do that a lot. We talk to each other's team members and work with them and make sure that they're getting what they need, because everybody's not going to relate to me. Everybody's not going to relate to Fefe. Everybody's not going to relate to Carma. It just depends on what type personality they are. So I think that's really important, is choosing the right tribe to do this with. The other thing that I think is very important is when you do find that tribe and you get together and you decide, all right, this is what we're going to do. I think it's very important to make it an elite group. It's not just another Facebook group. It's not, and I think Fefe is going to talk more about the tasks that we do and things like that, but it's not just one of those things where you're going to jump in there and everybody's going to be invited, and if they don't do good, you're going to kick them out kind of thing. When we all sent invitations to the girls that we invited into this group, they knew that this was a big deal that they had been asked. We didn't just invite the people that had 3,000 PRV a month. We didn't just invite the people that were recruiting 5 people a month, but we looked at the people on our team that we felt like this girl's got potential. She posts on the team page. She encourages other people. She has a big dream that she wants to accomplish. We knew that there were people that would listen and would take in whatever training that they got, and that we knew that they would be inspired by other people. So putting them together with other rock stars, just like that trip to Punta Cana for me, putting them together with other rock stars is what they needed. That's what they needed to fuel their fire. And sometimes looking at us, it was not enough, because they'd look at us and they would think, they thought we were way up here. You know, we really weren't, but they thought we were way up here and they couldn't do the things that we did. But when they were in a group with other consultants that were on the same level as them, doing the same things, trying to accomplish the same things, then they got inspired by that person that did something awesome. So I think that's really important, to make them feel like they're very special, to be invited to the group, that it is an elite group of people that are going to accomplish big things, and that everybody is not going to accomplish those things at the same time, and you've got to be a cheerleader for everybody. And when somebody else is doing something that you're trying to do but you're not accomplishing, you have to cheer them on anyway. You know, that's what the four of us do for each other. And so I think that's really important. But Fefe was going to talk about, I think, the kind of the requirements and how we chose those people and that kind of thing. If you want to talk about that.
Yes. Okay. So a lot of people ask, when they ask about the winner's circle, they ask, like, what are the requirements and stuff like that. I think one important thing to remember when you're starting a group like this is we don't have necessarily, I think automatically in the Cincy world, people jump to, you got to have X amount of PRV and X amount of recruits a month. And for us, that wasn't so much the case, because we wanted people to go further than that. And what I mean by that is that we had people in the group that were getting literally 4,000 or 5,000 PRV a month. And if we just set a parameter of, you got to get 2,000 a month, then that person would have thought that they were just A-okay. Instead of, you know, why are you getting 4,000 PRV a month, but you're not growing your team and you're not promoting? Like, instead of getting to the root of that instead of just saying, hey, you're good, you're getting 4,000, we got to the root of all these issues that people were having. That's great that you're getting 4,000 PRV a month, but we want you to build a team. We want them to understand, be really mature, because a lot of people don't get to that level. They think they get X amount of PRV or X amount of recruits, and they think they're good. And that's where the issues come in, where they start getting confused. And so we kind of wanted to get them out of that. We don't care if you get 500 a month or 2,000. Now, if it's the fall and you've gone all fall only getting 500 PRV, we're going to say something about it. Another thing to remember also is that when we tell them we see potential in you, would you like to join the winner's circle? We still have like a first Zoom meeting, like a come to Jesus meeting, to let them know this is a group that if you're going to back out, you got to back out now. So what I mean by that is, I think a lot of times us as leaders, we start these kind of groups, we put all this work and faith into people, and then they kind of drizzle off for whatever reason. And then we feel like we can't say anything because we don't want to offend them, and it's awkward. And then that's where it stops, you know, and that's where we have issues. And that's where we get frustrated as leaders. Like, you put all this work into somebody and they don't want to reciprocate. And I think they have to understand, and you guys have to, whoever you tribe with and do this group with, everyone has to understand that this isn't a group that you just back out of. I mean, obviously they can. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But they need to know that if they decide to fizzle out, we're going to come to them and ask. And the only way that they can get out of that is if they ignore us, pretty much. You're going to have to not answer my text or my Facebook message. But we're coming for you because you vowed to stay in to this group. And I think we told them we see potential, so they all came to the meeting. And once we got to the meeting and had the come to Jesus meeting, then I think once they were all around each other, then they all knew, okay, I'm not in this alone, because the standards we have are high. If I'm answering your Marco Polo at 10 at night when I know I have business hours, but it's someone from the winner's circle, it's because they have potential, and you know, I give a little bit more parameters to them. But I think what I'm trying to say is you guys have to be strict with these, because things like all, Leap to Lead, all these other groups we start, Dash to Director or whatever, that it's always almost optional for them to just quit after you put in all this time. And this is a group we are serious and we mean business, because, what is it, 5 directors and 3 star directors in the last 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
So when we put that much time into them and the Marco Polos we do, we want to know that they appreciate it and are grateful for it. And not, I think it's almost like a lot of leaders would love to know that these girls are going to do that, but we're blessed to know these girls really are, and they really do appreciate it because they have that overwhelming support. And like Shonda said, we all know each other's strengths and weaknesses amongst the tribe, but we tailor it to that. And I don't feel as a leader now that I have anyone on my team that I can't get through to, because like there's people I worked on for months or a year or whatever, and I just couldn't get through to them. And then whenever Shonda or Kelsey or Carma were doing one-on-ones with him, it's like all the problems were solved. And it was nice to have that. And it does. And my first thing when I thought about this group was it's going to be more work. Of course, it's more work for me. However, the results that I get are like tenfold, because I get all of the good qualities of these other leaders, and we just nip all these problems in the butt, grow all these people to promotions, instead of just spending 2 years going in the wrong direction. So requirements, there really aren't. What we do in here, we don't go, you need minimum PRV or whatever. What we do is we keep moving that finish line. We keep it close enough to them so they can see it, but it's far enough away to where they're always having a grasp for something and they never feel comfortable. Like one of the first tasks we had them do, I guess, was introduce themselves and go live. And half of them, they would rather gauge their eyeballs out than even go live, or they've never gone live before. And so finally, we threw a list up there and we're like, okay, you guys pick a topic. We did a list of topics. You guys pick a topic and you pick a date and go live. And some of them had no problem. Some of them did. And then at the end of it all, everybody was like, "Ooh, that's over." Well, as soon as I was over, we were like, oh wait, no, the topic was the second thing. The first thing was introducing themselves. But as soon as the introducing themselves live was over, then we gave them a list of topics, and they're like, "What?" So we keep them always. I hate to say the word uncomfortable, but we really do. I mean, as soon as they did that, then we're like, okay, so pick a topic and go live on the team page. And they're like, what? But I think, like I said, I think because they all are around each other, they can all root each other on. There has been a lot of tough love. And from all 4 of us, we've had to implement that because we told, like you said, at the beginning of, we had the chance to opt out. You didn't. You were passionate about where you wanted to make it. And I'm here to back you up, and you're wanting to quit. That's not going to happen on my clock. You're going to have to ignore me if you want to quit. So we're not harsh, but we're very, very, we're going to get you there if you want us to. And you ain't going to like it, but we're going to get you there. And the way we approach this is we're not so much, it's almost like parenting a 5-year-old versus parenting a college kid. So like our team page is like we're parenting growing kids that are still in our home, and we tell them, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do your chores, you got to do this, you got to do this. That's in the Cincy world. You got to do samples, you got to do follow-ups, you got to do this, you got to do that, or whatever. But with them, the winner's circle, we sit back and we watch, because we could tell anybody what to do, and especially these elite girls, we'll tell them what to do and they'll do it. That's why they're elite, and that's why we see a lot of potential in them. But we sit back and we watch a lot. And a lot of times they don't know, but we watch them to see what they'll do. And we come in afterwards and say, hey, even if they're making the biggest mistake of their life, or if they're saying the wrong thing or teaching the wrong thing, we'll let them do it. And then we'll come in and say, hey, let's fix this hot mess that you got going on. Or, hey, that was awesome. Can you do that in the team page? So we sit back and we let them make their own decisions, and then we assess it from there. And of course, it's case-by-case basis, because there's a lot of people that were hot messes in some areas that weren't, and other people that were hot messes in this area that weren't. But like, we let them grow and mature and go from good leaders to like exceptional leaders. And the only way to do that is through like overwhelming, I got your back positivity, and also tough love. Kelsey, what you laughing about?
Could her picture pop up again? Carma or Kelsey, either one of y'all got anything? I know y'all got stuff to say. Tell us whatever you like.
Oh, one more thing.
I have something.
I'm sorry, Kelsey. I'm going to say one more thing right quick. Someone asked, how do we choose people? Because obviously it's people you see potential in. But I have had people ask me afterwards, like, what's this winner circle? How come I'm not in there? And I honestly had to be honest with one girl, like, you haven't really shown the qualities yet, and I'm willing to work with you one-on-one to get there. But for me and how I chose my team members in the winner circle, I didn't choose anyone that just came out of a hot mess season or that was just on the will cancel list or what. If they survive through the summer and like the last 6 months they've been working hard, those are probably most likely your people to choose. And it's hard to be friends. I know we have favorites. We have friends and family members, and we just want to throw everybody up in there to make everybody feel good. But this is not a feel-good group. It's who's going to get from here to exceptional in 6 months and really stick around. It doesn't matter how much I like them or don't like them.
So how many a piece did y'all put in?
Roseanne, you might want to mute your audio, sweetie.
I want to say I started with 13 or so. I don't know. It just depends because Kelsey's got a lot smaller team, which is growing. But I say put whoever you think.
I started with 6. I removed 1, but I've added 3. So I think I have like not 8 or 9 in there now.
I think I started with 6 or 8. I removed 2 and I've added 1.
That sounds about right. Anybody, I hate to say director is not the end all be all, but anybody that you can see wanting to entertain the thought of becoming director or star director and superstar. And it's not about that, but you see what I'm saying?
So would you choose like a lead and above or what?
Yeah.
But
anybody that was coachable.
I have certified.
Yeah, certified. Yeah, it was any title. Anybody that's coachable and anybody that isn't going to quit. That was my only requirements in my head when I went to choosing girls.
For instance, I had a girl that came in. She wasn't my front line, but she came in. She hit everything. She hit her shooting star. She hit certified. She hit sensational start level 3. And I said immediately, not only does she need the energy that's in that page, but that page needs her energy as well. So, when you got somebody that just comes in and hits it hard like that, you want them in that group so they can bring some fresh energy in.
Yeah, mine aren't all frontline either.
That's true. Not all frontline.
yeah. So when you're talking about removing someone, why did you remove them? Just some examples.
Well, 2 of mine were just not participating. That is a requirement that is a requirement. I think with all 4 of us, we want people to participate, and neither one of them were participating. Even if they were getting a good PRV or whatever, they were not participating in the winner circle. And part of being in it is for you to contribute. Not just for you to get something out of it, but for you to contribute to it as well. And so they weren't doing that. And honestly, 2 of the people that I removed, it's been probably 5-6 weeks since I removed them, and they still do not know they've been removed. Because I wanted to wait and see, did they notice they were removed? Well, at this point, if they say anything, then I would say to them, you didn't even realize you had been removed this long ago, so it's just, it's not the time for you to be in there. It's for people that are really hardcore with their business and want to get further. So that's my take on removing people.
We
And it
also did at the end of August, we did that evaluation where they had to answer if they thought that they were participating, you know, just all these different participation questions. And what else? We asked them if they're giving to the group and what they're taking from the group. And then after we did that, we did the Zoom call with everyone and kind of paid attention to who showed up, who didn't show up. And my girl that I removed, she had 3 bad months. July and August were really bad. I mean, not really bad compared to September. September was terrible. It was like 3 days until the end of the month, and she had 70 PRV and was doing nothing in any aspect of her business. And so I said to her, I didn't just remove her without telling her. I told her, and I'm the nice person in this group. I don't like to be mean. So that was like, I struggle with it. So that was like a huge thing for me to be like, hey, you're getting the boot. You're out of here. But I did. And in those 3 days from the time I told her until the end of September, she like put together 1,000 PRV and recruited like 3 people. I'm like, what the heck? And she's been on fire ever since. So I'm watching her. She may be back someday, but sometimes, you know, Shonda's people haven't even noticed yet, but I went and told her that she was getting the boot, and I think that's all it took for her.
Okay, Fefe, what did you say the requirements, what you said, participation and what?
Oh, participation and I guess I was saying as long as they're coachable and they're people that won't quit.
Yeah, that's right.
Positive attitude for sure.
Participation isn't just in the winner's circle. It's throughout everything in our group page, you know, our team pages, everywhere.
Like something specific was because we had to tell them that at first because I think they felt like that was our territory, and we're like, no, ma'am, you guys get that bonus at the end of the month. So we want you, and you need to, and you have to start taking charge of your team, not because we're lazy and don't want to coach your team, but you guys get that bonus, not us. That is the money that you make. And I think a lot of them are like, well, we're scared to go live, this and that. Well, you can take a non-leadership role. You can pass your team to me. You can do whatever you want. But as long as you're getting that leadership bonus, you have to earn that. I remember having that specific conversation, which is never easy. I'm telling you guys, some of these conversations we have are not easy, but it makes it easier to communicate with them because they're all in one group and they know it's not like just you telling them. And then when Kelsey was saying about removing people, I was going to mention that we kind of tell them it's not only because you're not doing things you need to do, it's because you're in an elite group. So if you're not doing these things, all this group is going to do for you is make you highly insecure and feel, because these people are so exceptional, I can't leave you in that group. If you're not performing at least to a certain level, and we can work one-on-one to get you there, but I'm telling you right now, if you stay in this group, it's going to tear you apart mentally. If you're struggling to get that 500 and if you're terrified and absolutely refuse to go live and make yourself a better person, this group is not going to do anything for you but make you insecure and hate your life and hate this business, because these people are over the top. Like Shonda and Kelsey and Carma are over the top. And if I wasn't secure in myself, I don't think I would make it as far as I did if I wasn't totally like mentally healthy, which I'm very unhealthy mentally, but.
Okay, so you all formed the 4 of you. Did y'all communicate? How did y'all 4 communicate to each other outside the group?
We talk every day on Marco Polo. I mean, we were already talking every day on Marco Polo. And, you know, I mean, it's just like we literally see each other before we're out of the bed in the morning.
Okay.
We're going to talk. We're going to have coffee. we're going to Zoom sometimes and say, hey, we need to talk about these things, and we need to like literally stop doing everything else.
And that was just the 4 of you, right?
Yes.
And then did you form
Yeah.
a group, a Facebook group for the Winter Circle, or a Marco Polo group, or all of the above, or what? How did you communicate?
We started out with a Facebook group, and they were invited one by one and added to that group. That is where we do all of our group business. Everything that we do together, if there's a challenge posted or somebody shares something, it's all there. Now, we all have added each other's people that are in the Winter Circle on Marco Polo, and we do one-on-ones with each other's people. So, for instance, Roseanne's somebody that I talk to on a regular basis, she's on Kelsey's team, but she's somebody that I talk to on a regular basis because she and I just get along great, and I think we relate to each other. So we kind of give each other people that we feel like, okay, this person can get to that person, can get to their heart, can get to their dreams, can get to their inner being, somebody you can really connect with. So I think that's important too.
Carma, what do you have to say?
You're muted. You're muted, Carma.
Okay. They always keep me muted. They don't like me to talk.
Yeah.
Like I told Jacqueline the other day, well, whenever we were talking on Marco Polo, I don't think that you're going to be able to just pick 4 people and make this work. The reason why I say that is Shonda and I were in a tribe, as they call it, or a group, for over a year with other people. They were awesome people, but we didn't mesh. Like, they didn't really care if we succeeded. We cared if they did, but it was like, it wasn't that mutual feeling. Like, the only way that I can explain what us 4 has is we're almost like sister wives. I know that sounds crazy, but that's almost like what we are. Like, we talk every morning before we get up out of bed most of the time. We talk every night. Like, they see me every night right before I go to bed normally, laying in bed telling them to shut up because I'm on the East Coast and they're everywhere else and they're still talking to me at like 3 a.m. But I think that the reason why this works is because we were already friends to begin with. We were already supporting each other. I share their successes, they share mine. We genuinely care about each other, and we want each other to succeed, and we want each other to reach their goals and their dreams. You can't just find 4 people and be like, oh, okay, well, I think we should do this. You have to find that relationship first. You have to find that friendship first, because that's what makes this work. Because literally we can sit and look at each other and be like, Shonda, you're being stupid today. You need to shut up. Or Fefe, you need to step it off a little bit and stop being so ghetto Fefe today and be nice to me today. Or they can tell me, Carma, stop with your pity party. Just shut up. You have to be able to do that. And if you're not really good friends with someone and someone says that to you, you're going to be like, excuse me? And you're going to get butthurt, and then it's not going to work. You have to find your people and make that work first before you're going to be able to make a Winter Circle work. Does that make any sense? Okay.
Yeah.
Roseanne,
So tonight,
Roseanne, can you give us your take on like what you've gotten out of the Winter Circle, how you felt when you were added to it or asked to be in it? Kind of give us a little background there.
First of all, I felt privileged to be in this group, and it's really helped put fire under my feet. And it's also helped me as far as a leadership role to see how different you guys work your businesses and how you speak to your girls. I am one that I don't tell it like it is. I don't think I do anyway. I'm kind of too nice, and I wish I could tell them to put their big girl panties on and not worry about them feeling hurt or discouraged, or I don't want them to feel that I'm mean. But I did have one girl, and Kelsey's smiling because she knows who I'm talking about. And I'm understanding what you mean by meshing. One girl did not once open up her workstation. She never even tried. I've reached out to her. I spoke to her twice. She was too busy trying to get her nail business going, and it just wasn't important to her. So I think she was hurt when I asked her, well, what does your nail business have to do with Scentsy? So you're going to have those that want the help. You're going to have those that get offended when you tell them what they need or they should be doing or how they can work their business. But watching you guys has really been a learning experience for me because I've never had to lead a team before. And I just joined last April. So I feel like I'm still relatively new at this, and I love that I'm learning from some of the best. I feel really happy to. I love these Zooms because it puts new ideas in my. I'm not a real creative person. I love that you made the team do live videos because we should all do things that aren't comfortable for us. That's the only way we're going to grow is we get out of our comfort zone. So those live videos were awesome. I love that we were able to choose our topics. I think that it'd be a great idea to do that again because the more lives we do, the more comfortable we get. It gives us more exposure when we do lives on our Facebook pages for our customers. So I'm just really thrilled that I'm in this group. I try to participate as much as I can. I would never want to leave this group, but I've learned so much from you guys, and I really appreciate all of you.
All right, everybody's going to have to do lives again, and I'm going to tell them Roseanne suggested it.
So do you guys have an
They
outline?
come up with a list of topics this time.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Rhonda.
I'm sorry. So do you guys have an outline that you went by? Do you have one you can share with us? Or because
We really didn't have an outline.
It was all micro, like the beginning of the month, we just day by day, because we talk so much in our tribe, we would literally wake up and be like, okay, and then we go post in there, hey, it's the beginning of the month. Right now is probably a good time to start giving your teams ideas on why they should subscribe, go live, leave tips, do what you want. Now that we've been doing this for 6 months, I think our next step is now that they've got that confidence, now we're teaching them, hey, go find your rock stars, and we're teaching them how to do one-on-ones and why they should do one-on-one. Like that's kind of be the next phase, and them almost not forming their own winner circle really, but I don't know. You know what I mean? We never really had an agenda, but we always had something that we would think needed to be done, whether it's on a big level or on a small level, like sharing tips. We wanted to turn them into that it like really get them to where they needed to be. Because a lot of leaders promote to director and they just don't have a clue where to go, what to do, how to do it. Those are little things we do. And I think most of the time we come up with those like in the morning or late at night. But it's always something.
yeah,
I know it sounds awful.
I think that you guys get together, the foursome, and you decide together, okay, what are we going to do today? And you all spread out and do it with those teams. And I think Delinda is very good at stuff like that, so I think she would be really good with saying, okay, guys, we need to do this, this, and this, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, we can do this.
Beth,
I
know you probably have a few things you wanted to say. can you tell us like how the winter circles helped you? And go, it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, I felt honored when Shonda called and asked me to be in the group. Once they started adding everybody, I'm not gonna lie, and I hadn't told Shonda. I thought, why am I in here? And I kept telling myself, Shonda saw something in me is why. So, I think it's helped my leadership because I really didn't know what I was doing. Have all these people under me, and I think that's the main thing is helping me with my leadership and taking care of all the girls underneath me and trying to help them promote. I had a lot of things in my head I was going to say, but they just flew away.
Yeah, I've seen you really step up to the plate, Beth.
I've got a question for Beth and Roseanne.
Okay.
So, okay, what is something you guys gotten from the winner circle that you are 100% sure you wouldn't have gotten from the team page? Or is there anything?
I can't think of anything.
I liked that you suggested that we go on Marco Polo and find a tribe. It's been awesome chatting with different girls at different levels, and I've learned a lot from them, and I think they've learned a lot from me. We help encourage each other. Beth and I, we chat on Marco Polo. We did have one girl leave the group that I know of that was from my team. And it's about meshing. Maybe she didn't feel she had anything in common with us. Maybe it's an age difference thing. I'm nearing 60, and sometimes girls feel, I don't know if they feel intimidated or they feel like there's no way I could be part of their tribe. I don't know what it is, but I just love that we've been chatting with different people from all over the U.S., all levels, different ideas. We put fire under each other's feet. We encourage each other. We congratulate each other. And I love that you suggested we find our tribe. I'm speaking to
Hold on a second. I have to say, though, at first you were not very happy about that.
No, she was not.
I know. You know what?
Her and a few other people, though. That's one more example of something that they were like, hell no, we don't.
Not. And then I went live on the team page, and all of a sudden Roseanne was like, thank you, Carma. You made me realize that we need a tribe. So, yeah, sorry.
And see,
She was like,
I think it took. I think it took doing that, getting everybody connected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's where Carma came in, because we had somebody that just absolutely was like, I'm not doing this. Like, this is not me. I'm not doing it. I'm bucking on this. And Carma talked her off the ledge, and now look, I mean, Roseanne's finding people that she meshes with too. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes you're just different. I mean, Roseanne and I are both some of the older people in the winter circle. So sometimes it's just kind of hard to mesh with people that are 20-year-old millennials and refuse to do anything but this. We're not going to do anything but chat. So Carma talked her off that ledge, and that's how she contributes.
Okay, I have a question. So you formed a Marco Polo group. So if each of you had like up to 10 people, I mean, that could be 40 people on Marco Polo.
No. They're not in a group. It's only us four in a group.
Oh, just the 4 leaders.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but we had that going on 6 months before we ever started Winter Circle.
Okay.
We've been Marco Poloing since Kelsey got out of diapers. I mean, it's been a long time.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the Winter Circle.
Now, Belinda, what I'm talking about is finding my tribe was chatting with other consultants, not the winner's circle.
Okay.
Well, they're part of the winner's circle,
Right.
but
Okay.
I wasn't in their group of 4.
So
I connected with other girls, and now we chat on Marco Polo.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So your winner circle was basically a Facebook group.
Yes.
You did have Zoom meetings also.
Yeah. We try to have
Yes.
one once a month.
Okay.
So
I'm
they're
getting it now. I'm slowly getting it.
they're like
Belinda,
super excited now.
something that you got to understand is this is not about how you set things up, how you do things. You know, it's not about thinking, okay, I'm going to do this and this and this task. This is literally something that I was sitting there thinking one day, how awesome would it be if my rock stars on my team page had somewhere that they could go and get what I got in Punta Cana? How awesome would it be for them to have a place that they could hang out with other rock stars? Maybe they can't afford to go to SFR. Maybe they're not earning incentive trips yet, but they're people that have potential. And so I thought that is what they need. They need what I got on that first trip, to be able to find other people that inspire them and help them to see the big picture with Cincy. And so I was like, okay, this doesn't exist. What I'm needing for my rock stars does not exist. So I'm going to create it. And so that's when I went to them and to my tribe, and I was like, y'all, this is what I want to create. And they were like, yes, this is what we all need for our teams. So it's not about the setting things up and how you do things. It's about you and your tribe having an idea and wanting to make it work however you make it work. So it doesn't matter if you Marco Polo or Facebook, or if you go over to each other's house if you live close to each other. We wish we did, but we don't. It's just about creating what you need. If it's not there, you have to create it.
We really just wanted to put our like-minded people together, because when you have like-minded people together working towards something, great things happen. That's really what we wanted, and it's working. It works faster for some than it does others, but it's working. So, and I think that if we had an outline, we would almost limit them to a point, kind of like what Fefe said earlier.
So did the 4 of you, were you on there on the team page instructing them what you wanted daily out of them, or was it just them sharing? Was it a share group? I'm just real confused of what it looks like.
And we'll add you in there too. We'll be more than happy to add you guys in there so y'all can see how things flow. But it's more of, like we said, we sit back and we wait. But I mean, if we go a day without somebody posting, we're in there saying, hey, y'all need to post. Or like Shonda got on there and said, I don't know about the other team pages, but I don't see enough people posting on our team page. We're always looking every day for something, not looking for the bad, but I think because we have their backs and the time we spend, we can go in there and nitpick. And I know that sounds crazy, but we really can. We can go in there and see.
And we're also on all 4 of each other's team pages. Like I'm an admin on Shonda's group and Kelsey's group. So we can sit and watch what their team does. That way we're like a second set of eyes. So if one of us sees a rock star on their group that maybe they don't see, we can help and we can pull that person, work more with that person, and we can help each other. Like if I'm on vacation, they can man my group. If they're on vacation, we can man their group type thing. And then we kind of carried that over into the winner's circle too, to where we're telling them that that's how they should be. They should be helping. They should have Shonda's back on her team page. It's not really that we tell them tasks to do. It's just we kind of guide them and help.
We want them to step up to the plate and be leaders. We want them to do the things that we're doing, and not have to tell them step by step. But to say, if your team page is dead, then step up.
Kelsey, talk.
Nobody lets me talk. I'm just going to mute myself and probably get off of here.
It's hard to hear you.
You don't even care what I have to say. I don't know why you invited me here.
I haven't heard you.
Your
That's
microphone's
because everyone
low.
keeps talking.
I was because you're talking with me. I
Sorry.
was saying that I feel like we do a lot of like hurting, and like it reminds me of like, oh, they're kind of off track. Let's just kind of push them over here a little bit, and let's just kind of push them over this way a little bit. There's no real like, I mean, there's not an outline. There's no real structure, I guess. It's just kind of like, they haven't done this for a while. Let's give them a little push kind of thing.
Can I
And
say
I
something?
think that another thing, I was talking to my mom.
You
Yeah?
go, girl.
Who needs
No,
to
you
say
go.
something?
No, you go finish.
I was talking to my mom before we got on here, and I said, oh, I have a Zoom tonight. Some people want to know about the winner circle. And she said, well, I don't know if the winner circle is going to work for somebody else. And I'm like, well, why? She goes, because it's the four of you that makes it work. It's your friendship. And I think that is what truly, like when I look at it, I'm like, that's truly what makes it work. Like I've been in other groups. I've been in director 2018 groups, or, reach for director, whatever kind of groups. And it's just people who've said, oh, let's make a group and push these people to be director. It's not like this friendship and this tribe that formed and developed this thing, and it just happens. Like that's how I feel like this has been. Our ideas just happen, and we work together, and we're constantly supporting each other's ideas and tweaking each other's ideas, and being honest and making it work and creating. And I just really think that the friendship is what is the magic to all of this.
Yep.
I love y'all.
The maturity level of it too, because not everything I plan they like, or not everything they plan the rest of us like. We'll tell each other that's a dumb idea, or I'll present something, they're like, that sounds really dang stupid, Fee, and I'm like, okay, I don't get my feelings hurt, they don't get their feelings hurt. We all together are like, what's going to be the best for our winner circle? Because if we at any point fall apart, then that's the whole foundation of the winner circle, I feel like. But we're always meeting at the end of the day to like make these people better. And I think the benefit out of this, well, I'm telling you guys, I don't know how many director promotions Jacqueline had in the past 2 months, but a lot of them came from the winner circle. And I'm not saying that it's because of the winner circle. Like, I'm not saying it's because of us. I'm saying if I had to put some money on some people to promote in any way, not just director, I don't think they would have done it without the winner circle. And I'm only saying that because I wouldn't be where I was today without my tribe. I know that for a fact. I'd still be sitting right where I was, wishing I even had anybody to even put some faith into if I didn't have my tribe. And we have created that with those girls. And then it's like oh my God, all this weight's lifted off my shoulders. Because if there's something I can't do, Shonda can do, or Kelsey can do, or Carma can do. And I don't spend 98% of my time anymore as a leader wondering, how can I, why isn't this working? It's like, okay, and we have all of our effort being put into things, and it's intentional and it works. It's like I've gone from being a single mom to having my sister wives, and it's so much easier.
Hey, Fefe.
Well, we feed off of each other's energy and just create the things, and one little idea becomes the magical thing that we need at that moment.
And I would say that, like Fefe was saying, I would say 90% of those promotions came from the fact that they were in the environment they were in. Yes, it's still up to them. It's still up to them to do all the things. But 90% of it, I would say, was the environment they were in. They were around other people that were working hard, doing the things they were supposed to do, leading their teams. And if they didn't know what to do, all they had to do is look at somebody else in the winner circle and say, okay, that's working for her. I'm going to give it a try.
So the other thing I think that's cool that what you guys are doing is, so a lot of you know I have my Elite 8 group. So it's 8 people that I handpicked and I'm working with. We're all in Marco Polo. These people are all like-minded people, kind of like what their group is formed. It's all like-minded people. And I don't do weekly challenges with them. I figure out, what have you got going on this month? What do you need to work on? What are your goals? I'm more of like their accountability buddy. And I think that this is what this group is for them. It's not, hey, go out and hand out 10 samples. Go out and, hand out 2 packets. It's, what do you need help with? How are you recruiting? Are you not recruiting, or what are you doing? It's just that one-on-one, even deeper than just the to-dos, but what you should do and how you should act. And are you supposed to put negative things on Facebook? No, people, it's just coaching them to be this leader. But so then I look at the winner circle, and then I look at me and my 8 girls. My 8 girls they're actually doing pretty well, but I think it's because they formed their own tribe. I really, really do. A lot of their teams are the same sizes. A lot of them started out as leader star. They're all star to superstar to one of them's getting close to director. But I think about this group and I'm like, man, if I had 4 of me in this group of different personalities, if I had an Ashley Kafer, a Rhonda, a Roseanne, just different people to feed into these 8 people, I can't imagine what kind of rock stars that they would be. And so I look at this group and it's just, if you Rhonda, Delinda and Ashley, and who else is forming the group? And Barbara. If you guys can all form a friendship where you check on each other every day, every morning, every evening, what's going on? How are you doing with your Cincy? How are you working and running your business? Like, if you can form that friendship and then add like-minded people to a group, I really think that you can recreate this tribe. I do, but it's going to take work. I mean, it's hard to just, connect the dots and say this is going to work. But I really think that if you put your friendship first, and you know what, I think the cool thing, the first time that I really saw what they were doing was amazing, when Shonda is talking about one of, I think, Fefe's girls, and Shonda knows this girl left and right because Shonda's her mentor. And I'm like, she knows more about Fefe's girl that's not on her team than I know about half of my front line. And so I think it's really cool that you have to be willing to get to know Ashley Kafer's downline or Rhonda Pritchard's downline, and not just take what Rhonda says about her downline as this. You get to know them. You ask them the questions. And I think it's really cool when you can use your strengths for someone that has a weakness in that area, and use someone that's weak at this to put them here. I think if you're smart enough as a leader to know your capabilities and know when someone needs to be pushed, I think that's why Winner Circle is working. And I really think that you guys can create that. So I just had to add that in there.
Well, I think I know Ashley Kafer and I made director at the same time. It's because her and I and another girl formed our little threesome, and we all worked together and all made director the same month. Well, and Delinda and I have a connection, and I think Ashley too. So, and then we're dragging Barb in here, and Barb is great too. So I think we have that's a good 4 group of personalities that I think that we will work good together. And I think we'll do great. It's just getting this started and, helping each other.
Yep. I will tell you, it wasn't the easiest at first, because when you put a group together like that, all the, whatever it is, insecurities, all the dirty laundry comes out. So there was points where we're like, y'all, I don't know if it's going to work, but now we're on an uphill climb. And then it's the fall and people are so hungry. Like when I seen Beth come out, she had I don't know what she had, 3,000 TWV, and we had about 2 days left. And she's like, I'm going to make director. I'm like, are you sure? They're just all so hungry. And all of them are like, I can't go another month watching someone else. I mean, congratulations to her, and they're the biggest cheerleader, but I want to make director too, or I want to make superstar consultant too. We're on the uphill climb. Sometimes I ask myself, how did we end up here? This is what we've always wanted, and we're there with these girls, and now they're taking it to their teams. I want that for everybody. Let
me tell you what y'all done to me. I've said last month, and I was so jealous. I think I posted this. I have talked my husband into letting me quit my job, so I can, because I'm hungry. I'm hungry for what you guys have.
Yay! You're gonna get
That makes me so happy for you.
as leaders, y'all four that you have your group with, commit from now in the next 6 months. Just say we're gonna give it our freaking all. I mean, that's pretty much what we did. We're gonna see what happens between, I think it was April and May we started through the end of this year, and we had no idea. If someone would have told us we were gonna promote 6 directors, we would have told them they were just flat out lying. That's a bold-faced lie. Not that we didn't believe in our team, but I would have been like, who's going to promote to director? Like, out of these girls and all the work we have, they'll get there. It just ain't going to be this fall. And then it was like every month, boom, 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 boom. Like, they're proving us wrong. And I like it. And we're proving ourselves wrong.
Well, I can't wait to meet those that are hungry from other teams. They help me too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep. And I think it works too, because Delinda, you might be saying something to your downline, like, you got to recruit, you got to do this. And then, if Ashley comes in and says it, or Rhonda comes in, aha moment, so I think that's the other reason why this works so well, is that if you have 4 leaders who are a positive influence, who are always pushing, always bringing out the best in others, then they're going to be able to say things that you say, but they're going to hear it completely different.
Right.
Yep. I
Any
have
other
to agree
questions?
with that. There are many.
One time Kelsey talks.
I'm not allowed to talk.
Nope. You just
I'm
sit
just
there and
gonna
look
be
cute.
the girl that's. Okay. Yeah, I look so cute today.
Do you guys have any questions to Linda or Ashley or Rhonda for them, that you kind of get the basis for this? I think any of you guys can do this, but it's gonna be hard work. It's gonna be a lot of, you might have a busy day at work. It doesn't matter. You got to have time for your tribe. You got to have time to at least. I mean, I've seen them Marco Polo from all kinds of places. The toilet, but it's just forming that friendship where you're never too busy for them.
Right.
Shonda Marco poloed us from the shower today.
Well, Carma started the
I
toilet.
was in the shower.
I can't help it. I poop a lot.
I don't have no shower cap on today.
Phone holders where it's a phone holder for when you're sitting on your toilet, because she would talk to us every day on her freaking toilet.
That's what I got her for her birthday.
I have some boot camp sisters, and we're like that. I mean, they'll be in the tub.
Yeah.
They're following each other. Yeah.
It's
And
a
that's
lot
what you
of
gotta
work,
have.
I'm not gonna lie, but it's so worth it, y'all. It is so freaking worth it. And I didn't
You ask the 3 of y'all something.
to be honest.
What have you gotten out of this conversation? Like, what do you feel like is the main thing that you needed to hear tonight?
Feeding the energy off of each other and the positive energies off of all the different people.
I've just got motivation that we can all do this together. Because for so long, I think when I hit director, I just kind of felt like I was alone, and then didn't know where to go. And so this is it's just motivation I needed to know that others are in the same place as I am. I was wondering though, I am very much of a paper person. I know I missed the first part of this, but I was wondering, and I'm going to go back and watch it, but is there a way we can get on a piece of paper that says where to start, things to do to start?
Well, that's the main thing, and you'll see when you watch it back, but there's no outline. There's no way to say this is how you do it. The main thing that I really wanted y'all to get out of this, that we all wanted y'all to get out of this, is you've got to form your own tribe first. You've got to build those relationships. You can't just start this in the morning. You just can't do it. If you do, it's not going to work. You're going to have to form those relationships with each other. You're going to have to get to the point where you can tell the other people in your tribe, I'm mad at my husband because he did this. Or I'm having a really bad day. I've cried my eyes out all day, and this is why. And if you're not on that level with these people, I'm not saying it's not going to work, but it's not going to be what we have. because there's such a connection to this whole deal.
Right.
And it wouldn't work if we weren't the way we are with each other.
I mean,
Well, it's
our husbands know the other ones. And like, it's so weird. Like, I can be talking to them and Donnie knows their voices. He knows which one's Shonda. He knows when Fefe's talking. He knows when Kelsey's talking. We know each other's kids. Like, we are their aunts. I mean, that's just how it is. And it's hard to, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but you have to have that friendship, I think, in order for it to work.
Mhm.
And I get that, because I know I have a connection with Ashley and I have a connection with Delinda, and I know things, I know their lives and things going on. And me too. I know Delinda knows, and I think we'll be good. We just need to get to know each other more and to form a more of a bond with each other.
Mhm.
I think, and make time for each other, like you're saying. We need to make time for each other and talk to each other on a daily basis, and see what's going on and what we're struggling with before we can help others. We need to deal with what we're struggling with too.
Yeah, and I think if you make almost make a list of like, okay, well, Delinda's really good at these, Rhonda's really good at this, Ashley's really good at this. And then I think whenever you add people, I don't know when you're going to do that, but once you handpick people from your team, it might take you a week or two, as they said, everyone get on the same page. Don't just start it tomorrow and add a bunch of people to a page and do this. Like, talk over who you're going to add, ask them what they think, take their opinion seriously. And then I think you go to your team members, and you might only have 2, but you go to the ones who you think really want this. Because on my Elite 8, it's an Elite 7 now. I don't know what you'd call that. But, my Elite 8, there was one girl I added, and she only had 2 downline. And I don't think her drive was there. And I added her anyways because she sold a bunch, thinking I could maybe persuade her. And she didn't. And she's out now. So I think, too, whenever you're adding people to the winner circle, don't just add people to add people. Make sure that you reach out and say, I'm thinking about forming this group. It's people who are like-minded, who want the most from their Cincy. Is that something you want? And so I think that's the first step, is for you, all of you guys, to get on Marco Polo, and for 1 week straight, you chat all the time. What's going on, how you're doing, kind of talk over your team members you want to add, talk over, what you expect, talk over what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. And then I would say in a week or two, reach out to those people and then add the ones that want to be added. I think that's probably a good place to start. But Fefe, Shonda, what do you guys think?
I agree. I was telling him earlier when you were gone, my requirements in my head, of course, wasn't title, but it was who's coachable and who are the people that you feel confident aren't going to quit. People are going to quit or not quit, regardless. But we had certified people, lead people in there, and you can take anybody to any level as long as they're coachable. And it won't be too long before, anyway, we get back into not November in the fall. So it's not going to be too hard to tell here before too long in y'all's group, when y'all start it, who's going to really want to stick things through. Because that's when all the excuses will start coming out. I feel like will be after Christmas, I think. And that's when you'll start seeing who's going to stick around. Because for us, I think that's kind of a little bit of the problem when we first started, why it was a little bit difficult, because we had all the dirty laundry came out right away. Plus it was, I don't use the word J months, but it was normal months, wasn't November. And so the people that made it through those months and into the fall are the ones that are like thriving now. They're on fire.
And I think it's cool too that, Delinda, you guys are forming it at a time where there's a lot of excitement and a lot of energy. But like Fefe's saying, come January, you might take some dips, right? And you might be trying to hone in on positivity and hone in on working hard and making J months good and that kind of thing. But I think that the cool thing about narrowing it down to the cream of your crop is you are going to get to know them so well, and the other leaders will too, that you can keep them hanging on in the months that aren't as great. You can, them, you can reel them back in. So I think that's what's cool, because a lot of, and I don't know if this sounds bad or not, but a lot of the time after January, my goal as a leader is to make sure those that are strong stay connected with Cincy. Keep them reeled in, keep them on the, big prize. And I think that the more that you have connections with them, the more that you talk with them, the more you'll be able to talk them through those January and February months where it's not like October, November. I mean, they can still be amazing months, but I think that's cool about if you formed it now, in the next couple of weeks or month, you can really keep those people close during those months that aren't huge promotion months,
I think too, you need to be really careful. This time of the year, there's people that normally don't do anything, and they're selling and they're recruiting and doing all the things. So be careful if you're starting this now, not to just throw those people in there. You need to know that the first ones you put in there are your rock stars for sure. They're the people that are going to go in there. They're going to give more than they take, and they're really going to contribute to this. Because that first energy that everybody sees when they get there, that's what they're going to feed off of. And if you've got 2 or 3 negative Nellies in there that said, well, I did great in November, but it's December and I haven't sold anything and the cutoff date's the 10th or whatever, and they're going to ruin the vibe. You've got to keep people in there that are going to be positive, and even when they're struggling, they'll go on there and say, y'all, I'm struggling with this. How can I do differently? Instead of going in there and complaining about it, they go in there and they seek help from the ones that they know are still rocking their business.
Well, I've already kind of got that narrowed down because, like I said, I already have our little group that we Marco Polo, the 10 people that on the team. And it already works just with that. Because like I said, I'm seeing a difference to where I don't have to go run a report to look for who's hit shooting star this week because they've already handled it on the team page, announcing it. And it's really relieved a lot of pressure off of me as my team is getting bigger. 108 today.
Yay!
Yay.
I think once you guys get them in a group, they're going to feel like they found their people.
Yeah.
Because then it's outside of the team page and they don't kind of feel like they're hiding in the corner with just Delinda's team. And then they see that there's a whole other world out there with all these other people. Like when my girls seen like Tina getting 4,000 PRV a month, they're like, what the heck? Then they went 500 a month mindset to like, I'm going to get 2,000. I'm going to aim for annual sales. Like they knew it was something that was possible for them because for us being directors, to them, they thought that was just something up here that they could never do. But they're around all these other girls, and it's on their same level to them, but those girls are earning annual sales and annual mentor and incentive trips, and they automatically switch their thinking to, I'm going to do that too.
Well, my team never was into recruiting. I could go months without a new team member. Half the team is my front line. I was the only one recruiting. But all of a sudden, people can talk about these little $49 join things or whatever as negative, but I'm telling you, it started fueling the fire because we got 10 or so that joined. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting to announce top sponsors of the month. I haven't gotten to do that, and I don't know when. And now it's part of the curriculum. They think now about recruiting. They never even had recruiting on the radar. So it fuels each other's fire. And so if we had top rock stars like you guys in a group that were fueling each other's fire, I can see where it'd be wonderful.
Yep. I'm so excited for y'all. I hope and pray that 6 months from now, you guys are promoting directors out of that group.
Yeah, and I think that you guys all have really great things to bring to the table too. Like just thinking about each one of your personalities. I mean, I know that Ashley's got strengths as online parties and Facebook parties. Like she can rock that 10 times better than I can. And then, I know you, Delinda, and you are some of the best of team building and team socials and you are so team oriented that I think that that's where you can really help other people out too. And then Rhonda, I mean, you recruit, you sell, you do so many things good that I think that all of you, and Barb, she's up for annual sales every year and annual mentor. She's earned both. I've never even earned both. So I think that all of you have really, really great attributes that you could really benefit from each other if you use each other, you know?
I want to learn from Ashley and Barb and Rhonda myself.
Me too. I've never done a successful Facebook party.
And you will, Delinda. You'll learn so much from them too. I mean, you know, I've never been somebody that had a high PRV. I came into this tribe, and Carma and Kelsey are like killing it, selling $4,000 and $5,000 a month. And I'm like, how does anybody do that? And so
Me and Shonda both.
now, you know, I sold 4,000 PRV last month. That's the first month I've ever done that. So, and it's all because of being around them and their influence and us giving each other ideas, because we're not just doing the winter circle. We're over here doing our thing too. The four of us going, okay, what are we going to do this month? You know, what kind of little samples or whatever can we come up with? We're coming up with those ideas and sharing them with each other too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think y'all just need to join our tribe. And come on over. Come at least visit.
Yeah, we sure will.
We actually had somebody that was on one of our teams that wanted to be in our tribe. And that's something we had to explain is, you know, it's just the four of us are the four of us. You know, we just can't add somebody else in there because it just wouldn't be the same. You know what I'm saying? And everybody needs to go and find their own tribe. They really do, because it can completely change your business. My house is about to blow away.
Oh gosh, are you guys in tornado warnings?
You're good.
Yeah, but I'm hoping my husband's still awake in there.
Oh, you know he's not. You know he's not. He's snoring away.
He's in the recliner.
You'll know if it's coming if your roof blows off. That's kind of how we know.
It's sounding kind of rough.
Go look and see if it's green out. If it's green out, you're getting a tornado.
Girl, it's black out here.
Well, we'll add all you guys to our winter circle group, and you're more than welcome to start from the beginning and look around and creep all up in there if you want.
I'd love that. I would love that. Would you like that, Delinda?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys
we'll be quiet. We'll be
stay in there and just creep on. And if you see something that we do or go live about, you're more than welcome to go to your page and copy the same thing. I don't care.
Okay.
Anything.
Perfect.
We appreciate you guys.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I would really love some more challenges in the Winter Circle Facebook page.
We're going to post them tomorrow, and we're going to say this is Roseanne's fault.
No.
Roseanne wants you to go live. Roseanne wants more challenges. Roseanne wants more.
Roseanne this week is going to develop a challenge for her team, is what she's going to do.
I just think that it puts fire under our feet. It
does.
If we're not uncomfortable, we're not growing, and I just really believe that.
That is true. We do a
Challenges,
job of keeping them uncomfortable in there.
challenges like LDU were awesome. And so I think that maybe you can do a monthly challenge, not something weekly, but maybe a monthly challenge for us to do.
Yeah, that's always a good idea.
Yeah,
We
because
have to do lives together and do a Zoom just amongst the four of us. We've been trying. That's why it's been kind of, y'all have been sitting there wondering where we are, but we really have been trying. If Kelsey and Carma didn't have 85,000 PRV every month, they would have time to do a Zoom. That's why me and Shonda are always available, not actually working.
Okay, this is off topic, but have any of you, I know Rhonda did, go through the Cincy's Accelerated Director program?
Yep, I've done it twice.
I don't like it.
I love it.
You did? I'm not getting anything out of it. I don't know if it's my mindset. I don't know.
I
I
haven't.
think I like it because I'm competitive, and when I see people in there saying that they had like 4,000 PRV, I had to have 4,001.
I'd like to know how you're getting 4,000. That's what I'd like to creep you.
You're like 7.
Heck.
No, it wasn't 7,000 last month.
What was it? 6,999.
Something like that.
Yeah.
6,400.
I beat you, Karma. 6,700.
You're going down this month, Jack.
I
You're
am
going
going
down.
to go down this month.
Well, y'all ain't got to worry about me this month getting 6,700.
Let me tell you right now, these girls were trying their best to flip those parties too.
Yeah, I tried flipping them, and they.
I wrote blank checks. I wrote a one of them was it $450 blank check for someone to try to keep, and she wouldn't do it. So, but I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying to flip them. I'd much rather get a recruit than sell
last month. Me too. I had 5,600 last month, and I tried so hard to flip 3 of those parties. One person wouldn't even take the $132 I was offering her. Like, you can have $132. You can still get free stuff. You have a free business. You get half price stuff. And she's like, I just can't commit right now. I'm like, you only have to put an order in every 3 months. Like, I don't care. Just join.
That's how I got into Cincy. That is my story. My daughter had a party, and I heard Michelle offering her the party, and I'm doing the math going, that's $150 profit plus a enhanced starter kit that month, plus all this free and half price. And my daughter said, no, I'm not interested. And I said, hey, can I have that deal? So, maybe if the hostesses don't, I've told my team, if your hostess says no, ask your hostess if you can offer it to the people at the party.
Heck yeah.
Then it can be a customer, just like me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they change the requirement to 4 months now, or was that just an extension for this month?
No,
It's 4 months now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, see, they make it so easy for us, for any consultant.
Roseanne and Beth, we hadn't told y'all yet, but we are having a guest speaker on the Winner's Circle. Be our first guest speaker. So Stacy Behringer, she just promoted to Superstar Director, and she's going to be speaking on building relationships with your team. So instead of a challenge, you're going to get a speaker, but hopefully that will work.
That worked.
Love it. All right. Well, do you guys have any other questions for Rhonda? Yes.
Do you mind if the 4 of us join in on that Winner's Circle to hear her?
Oh, yeah. I'm actually adding y'all right now. That way you guys can.
Okay.
Y'all are more than welcome to stay in there and just watch anything and everything we do.
Okay.
Anyway,
I got DeLinda and Ashley added, but I hadn't got Rhonda yet. Or Barb.
Okay.
I'll be quiet in there. I will just.
I'll be quiet.
I love it.
Now.
Hey,
Go back.
Carma and Kelsey and Shonda and Fefe, you girls are so awesome. And our new directors that joined us, I know that you guys didn't have to, but give your feedback. I really have high hopes for you girls. I really think that if you want this, there's no doubt in my mind that you can't form your own tribe. So I appreciate I'm going to upload this video also to YouTube. So if you want to go back and watch it, or if you want to show it to your husband and say, this is what I'm doing, you got to help me out, that kind of thing. I think it's really great. And I think it's really cool because DeLinda and Rhonda and Ashley, all of you guys pretty soon, once you quit your job and once DeLinda retires, you guys, all but Barb still works, will be full-time Cincy. So there's no reason why you guys can't chat all the time and really, help each other and help each other with your team members and stuff. So
it's funny. I told Van what we were doing, and right before it was time to do it, he goes, "You better get in there and get your notebook."
He's so excited.
He was. He's like, "You better take notes."
Oh my goodness, I love it.
One suggestion I want to give y'all is when you're on that on that group page, go back to the very beginning and watch the Zoom that we did with the girls when the group first started, because that's going to give you a lot of information about what our expectations were of them and, you know, where it all started. So go back and watch that if you can.
Oh yeah, because we did kind of have, that was a pretty thorough, I would say any video in there too. If you're wondering what we talk about, I would just go straight for the videos and look at all the posts.
And understand that it is a raw group. We are brutally honest, and sometimes you might hear something that makes you go, whoa, but that's what that group is.
Most of the time. it's a lot. Sometimes I look at the stuff we post and I'm like, and then I think, 5 directors in 6 months. It must be a good thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, I know it's getting late, but I'm going to upload this and record this, and let's Linda, if you have any more questions before I close this.
Good. Thank you.
Yes, thank you all.
I'm excited. And then maybe the first trial group here in 4 or 5 months, we can do another Zoom with Fefe, Shonda, Carma, and them, and we can kind of see where you guys are at, see what you guys need help with, that kind of thing. Does that work?
That'll work.
Works.
That'll work.
Yay.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Shonda, you stay safe, girl. Let us know how you're doing tonight.
The wind died down, so that's either a really good thing or a really bad thing.
Oh, no.
Save Dwayne or not?
Good night, everyone.
All right, good night.
Good night. Talk to you ladies on Marco Polo in a minute.